What is going on, you guys? My name is Spideyco64, and welcome back, everybody, to yet another NASCAR 164 scale diecast review. And here for today's 164 scale diecast review, we are going to be here today to have a look at and review here today at right here a diecast from a driver that, well, unfortunately, he is not with us here anymore, but we are still going to continue to honor this driver's memory. And with that being said, we are going to be here today to have a look at Kyle Busch's number 8 Chedders Patriotic scheme that he ran in the 2024 NASCAR Cup season. So let's go ahead and get into it. Here's a quick look at the packaging. This is the 2024 packaging. 24 RCR NASCAR Cup Series. It says Kyle Busch right there. Kyle Busch, number 8, Cheddar salutes. That's the proper name for it. Same stuff on the other side of the packaging. Now, I was able to pick up this diecast for a relatively good price. And before we kind of do go ahead and just get into the video here, just as a little PSA, a public service announcement, but I recommend all of you all don't try to go out on eBay and trying to buy overpriced Kyle Busch diecast for an unreasonable amount of money. Those people that sell those diecasts and all that such, I mean, hey, they're just profiting off of the death of somebody, and that shit just is not right. So just if you want to buy any Kyle Busch merchandise in honor of the legend, the late legend, go to his official website or the NASCAR official website and purchase any diecast from there, because that is going to go to the Bundle of Joy Foundation. That is Kyle and Samantha's foundation right there to help couples who cannot have children. Now, this paint scheme has, of course, you can see right here, this was run in 2024. This particular scheme was ran at Indianapolis and Richmond. And unfortunately, he crashed in this one at Indy, and then at Richmond. He did okay, but nobody really remembers that race because that was the race where Austin Dillon committed terrorism and such. But yeah, so, and of course, this particular car, I do not know if it's the exact same scheme, but I think as far as I'm concerned, this was the paint scheme that Kyle Busch was supposed to drive at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Then, of course, his untimely passing came about, and yeah, and he never really got to run this scheme. Well, he has run this scheme. This is basically the standard Cheddars Patriotic scheme that they've been running the last couple of years and such, and I really do love the way this paint scheme came out. I know I really had to get this one. There were several options that I had. I either want to get the FICO car. I'm saving to get the Lucas Oil car, the 2026 version and all that such, but this is one that I really wanted the most. I do have the Atlanta 3-wide photo finish version and such, but this is one of the ones that I really wanted the most. And yeah, and still, just to this day, you can see there's a little, is that a chip right there? Or is that a part of the design? I have no clue. That might look like it's a part of the design. I don't know. Well, that's not great, but overall though, I mean, it's a really nice looking scheme right here. I love with the star pattern. It also has some croissants right here. I love that a lot. And of course, obviously, you got the American flag going across and such. So there you go. But with that being said, let's just go ahead and not waste some more time and get down to the sponsors. On the windshield banner, it does say Chevrolet and Busch. It says Cheddars Scratch Kitchen ever since 1979. They don't have any Cheddars over here, but I definitely do want to go to one eventually. Got number 8, Sunoco RCR Sunoco once again. Goodyear NASCAR Cup Series. It is slightly out of line there a little bit. Number 8, Chedders, Kyle Busch, Chevrolet, Lucas Oil, Sherman-Williams, PTC. I can't see what those other sponsors read. Now, it is kind of missing a lot of contingencies right here. I do know this was the season when he started to drive that Zone nicotine car. And, of course, you can see here it's not there because Lionel, they can't put that on here. You do got the Get Bioethanol gasoline right there. Number 8, Cheddars.com, Busch. Cheddars, Scratch Kitchen, with a whole bunch of names right there. Cheddar Scratch Kitchen, number 8. What does it say? What does that say? I don't know what that says. Camaro, ZL1. Same stuff on the other side. And here is the underneath look of the car if you wanted to see that. And yeah, this was back when we still had the plastic chassis for the diecast. It feels really weird to like hold this car because there's no rubber tires and there's no diecast chassis. So that feels really weird, but at the same time though, just oh so good. Not much else to say about this particular car, but it felt like, for me, it really felt like that I had to, well, not had to, but I really wanted to get a car, any diecast from the late, great Kyle Busch and such. And, it's now been officially almost 2 weeks since his untimely passing, and I gotta be real here. I mean, I gotta be honest. It still doesn't feel real. Like, it just does not feel real, and it just feels like we're living in this weird alternative universe. But no, this is, it's not an alternative universe. Unfortunately, Rowdy is no longer, well, he's not physically with us, but he's always going to be around the NASCAR sphere in spirit. At least that is what I believe in, and all that such. And of course, obviously, in case any of you have not heard the news, RCR has decided to retire the 8, or at least put it away until Brixton Busch comes about in his racing career. So there you go. But so any of you are wondering, I have made a playlist, a Kyle Busch diecast review playlist. Now, FYI, there are some diecast reviews in there that were from a couple of years ago, or at least about half a decade ago, and that was when I was still 15 or 14 years old. So please apologize if those videos are not as good or anything like that. I was still a kid back then, and I mean, yeah, a kid that was not a big KFB fan, but I think a lot of us now are realizing just how much of a big impact KFB has put and bestowed upon the NASCAR world and such. And again, just still doesn't feel real that he's that he's just not with us. Again, not physically, but spiritually, he's still with us. That I can tell you for sure. Now, I really wanted to just get a Kyle Busch. I really wanted to do a KFB diecast review right away. Just so I can kind of get this whole discussion off of my chest, and so we can continue on into the rest of the year. And again, we're going to continue to honor Kyle Busch. We're going to do everything in our power to try to do that. And I am planning on and I don't know if this will happen, but the batch reviews that I do. If you know, I do batch reviews on the Xfinity and now, of course, the O'Reilly Series diecast. I'm planning to do one about a whole bunch of Kyle Busch diecasts, and then whenever the Dover race one comes out, which they are still going to be putting out, I want that to sort of be almost like a quote-unquote grand finale, I guess you can say. But so we'll see. We will definitely see for sure. But that is going to do it here for today's video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Of course, we have some more diecast reviews coming out here very soon. With that being said, race like Rowdy, y'all.